Emmerdale spoilers: Joe Gill speaks out about his exit as Finn Barton dies. After 4 eventful years in Emmerdale, Finn Barton is no more. Fans were heartbroken to watch the popular character die in hospital after being accidentally shot by his own mum, unhinged Emma. The scenes bring an end to Joe Gill's tenure on the show, with the actor choosing to hang up Finn's glasses and explore other avenues. And he couldn't have been more excited about his big ending. Speaking about the shock twist that saw his alter ego meet a sticky end, he enthused, "What we wanted to go for was a big twist, so I really hope that the audience got that experience and that it has caused maximum impact." I spoke to Iain, MacLeod, show producer, in February about leaving. Been here 4 years. I have loved every second, but personally it's the right time to move on. I am so proud to have been here and that the character goes so dramatically. The fact that he dies draws a line under it. It's therapeutic, as the slate has been completely wiped as opposed to him nipping off. He's always tried to see the good in everyone, including his murderous mother, so it's even more tragic he's gone in this way. When they told me what was going to happen, I obviously felt sorry for him, as I have been with him for 4 years, but because of the impact it will have, it's the right thing to do. Finn's time in Emmerdale has not always gone in his favor, and it has been slightly tragic at times, so it's fitting. Of course, it was a big secret that Finn was going to die, and the cast, writers and crew worked extremely hard on the scenes to preserve the secrecy for that ultimate payoff. But it hasn't been easy. Joe smiled. It's been very difficult, especially due to the magnitude of the episodes. There are some people I worked closest with, like Anthony and Mike, who I did tell, and also loved ones, but apart from that, it's best for the show to create that shock. Keeping it all a secret is what we wanted to do. With Finn now dead, it started to sink in for Joe, but he recalled an amusing moment that saw him visit the set while his character was getting his final send-off. He told metro.co.uk, "I hadn't brought my family to set in 4 years, so I wanted to do that. I was told not to go in the Barton house set in case there was evidence of Finn's death, but I went in there anyway to be faced with my own coffin. It was very strange. Someone on the show had messaged me a week before asking for my exact height, so I told them 5'10", and there was a 5'10" coffin. It was very surreal." Apparently Mike Pye had a scene with the coffin later that day, and part of me thought, should I just get in and jump out at him on the take? Oh, if only. Continuing to talk about his final goodbye, Joe added, "Gill, Carney, who is leaving the role as Emma, and I had a do a couple of weeks ago. From what I remember, it was a great night. I had a bit of beer fear the next morning. Mike and Anthony arranged a meal and a bit of a night out. In regards to whether I took anything from set as a souvenir, Finn has 3 sets of glasses, one of which is a pair of stunt glasses. They don't fit quite right, so we don't use them very much. They're slightly wonky. I don't think I even asked anyone. I just saw them and thought, I'm having them. If I ever miss him, I'll put them on and look in the mirror." On Twitter, I get a lot of people going, "Where did you get that jumper from?" Because Finn has got a few odd choices of clothing, but some he pulls off quite well, so I know for a fact that a few of the crew have already bagged a few of my jumpers, literally as I was walking out of the door. Finn has obviously had a number of big storylines, but he recalls the comedy with Val and Eric Pollard in the early days as some of his favorite ever scenes. Warmly remembering working alongside Chris Chittell and Charlie Hardwick, he enthused wistfully, "I really enjoyed when I worked in the B&B with Val and Eric. We did a lot of comedy, and in those scenes, we really got to know Finn. His development stemmed from there, really. I look back on those scenes with great pride and happiness. And I have always been involved in the big October episodes, as the Bartons are always at the center of it." But what's next for Joe, post-Emmerdale? He told us, "Ideally I'd love to delve back into a little bit of theatre. It was very strange when I first joined because I'd done more theatre and I was very scared of being on a television set, but now it's second nature to me and the thought of being on stage frightens me. I'd like to get back to doing something like that to prove to myself that I can. Anything is possible now. and I am excited by the possibilities of what could happen. But I have loved every moment of Emmerdale. There was never a day where it felt like coming into work, and I will miss it hugely.